Well, it's vodka. It's vodka.
Hi, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the Rough Housing Podcast. I'm Justin Rourke, and this is my counterpart, John Pico Baby Martin.
What it is.
And today we are joined by a friend from the past, blast from the past, Travis Bryant with Holt Engineering.
Hey, let me rephrase that. Travis Holt Bryant with Holt Engineering.
Yeah, Travis H?
The middle name. Yeah, gotta throw that middle name in there. Yeah. We've both known Travis since we were little kids. Travis and I go back since kindergarten. We have some stories to tell about that, but we won't divulge yet.
I met you knuckleheads at T-Bar M.
Oh, nice. T-Bar M, blast of a pass. That place is great. If it's still open, we should go check it out as adults.
Oh, yeah, that'd
a little
be fun.
Swan dive off that fucking thing.
Just go across the rope. Anyways, we have a fantastic episode planned today, and like always, we want to start this off with a little disclaimer because some people have not been catching the disclaimer. It's unfortunate. They've been watching clips out of context. We're going to let you know that, hey, look, we're going to say a whole bunch of stuff on the podcast today. We're riffing, we're jiving, we're trying to make people laugh and ourselves laugh. We're all homies right here. Don't get confused. Sometimes we may be saying stuff just for the sake of funny or just for the sake of, trying to get a point across or whatever. It doesn't exactly mean our true intent or our true feelings. Take it with a grain of salt. Don't lose your mind. Nothing we say should be taken as advice or,
Look, let's have
strategy.
Some fun. Hey,
come on.
Let's not be so rigid. Life is about having fun. Don't get your feelings hurt. People take things out of context. That's what's been happening lately, and it's
contextual little trolls.
Yeah, just snagging it. And trolls is a little harsh, Justin. But
just because you guys turned over.
Either way, hey.
Don't listen to them. I mean everything. I mean everything I say.
No, sir. Hey, all I'm saying is
very literal here.
Look, we're all human. Everybody's got a past and history. Before you judge off context, maybe seek to understand said history and know people before you start throwing them.
That's philosophic.
It is philosophic. That's philosophizing.
I think the phrase is seek to understand before you seek to be understood. And by the way,
I wouldn't go in there, but we can always throw that.
We're cool. Don't worry about it. We're all right.
Anyways,
don't lose your mind.
I hijacked his disclaimer. Back to the disclaimer.
He hijacked. I'm gonna bring it back. But just so y'all know now, like if this is gonna ruin your day or this is what you guys spend your time doing, this is not the podcast for you. Go on now and get. And I want to get a communal. Go on now and get.
Go on now get.
Go on get.
Go on get.
Travis.
Sir.
Go on now, get.
Is that when I come in?
Yeah, you got
to go on now.
I guess we did get show notes today.
I guess I hadn't. I didn't. Pull this closer. Yeah. I guess I didn't review the show notes or know that's my time to kind of jump in on here and just start riffing with y'all boys. But
no, it helps if you watch our podcast though.
Well, I mean, get a little better and I'll start watching it. But
yes.
I've seen clips.
Yeah,
I've seen clips.
Anyway, go on and get out of here if you're going to talk
honestly,
shit.
I saw one clip and was immediately offended, so I turned it off.
There it is. Cha-ching.
Otherwise, John, go for yours.
Okay, and we want this thing to grow some legs, man. Let's get some traction on this thing so that people actually watch it. And obviously, Travis hasn't, but go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, ring the bell, share this thing out. It's going to be blasted on every platform that we have our hands on. So wherever you see it, please take a look. Join us, follow us on all the Instagram, Facebook, Twitter pages. I think we even have a little what do the kids call it? TikTok, the talk of the tick. We
got
that.
TikToks.
So let's rock and roll, share it. Let's get this thing viral so we can actually get some traction and not just do this as a hobby.
Well, that's why y'all invited me on here, right? To give you a little bit of...
You're so damn good looking. I figured people would just start
Travis
watching.
has
come in here like Cat Williams and just start stomping on people.
Drop some
and
knowledge. I'm gonna stay. We'll have to get back. We'll have to get into Cat Williams a little bit later. I figured that we probably would.
Oh yeah.
But on that note, John was right. Look, we want to take this beyond hobby. We want to take this bigger, and we are going to need your help. In particular, for your help, we want to help you. Does anyone need a place where they can broadcast their message, their brand, their logo, their burgeoning company? We have ad space to fill. We are happy to do live reads, special promo commercials, your products up front and center.
Oh my God, the summer
Colonel
moon cold
Taylor.
brew I had was so good earlier.
Jeep, I'm more than happy to put a little Jeep here on the coffee table. But just so you know, if you're interested in advertising with us or being a sponsor, please check out the show details on the YouTube or Apple or wherever you're looking at us or listening to us, and email us. We're more than happy to set something up, and we'd love to promote you.
Bromote is what he said. That's a new coin phrase. We're going to bromote you.
I'm having trouble enunciating. Yes, I meant bromote.
Hey, good intro. Real quick, just to kick this off, a little disclaimer too on my end. It's like 300 degrees in this building, so if we start sweating profusely,
you know what? I
not,
think you're blaming the temperature a little bit. You got a flannel green shirt on.
Yeah. Well, he's got a flannel too. Look, listen,
it
guys,
ain't thick like that. That looks like some
Trick to Austin, Texas is layers.
Looks like you got that in Vail at some Pendleton shop or something.
You know what? I think I bought this at Nordstrom. Yeah. You know, no big deal.
Nordstrom, probably.
That looks like a thick shirt. That looks like like 2 millimeters
there. You find the stuff no one wants.
You know what? I find everything that no one wants over at Nordstrom Rack. I have not found a single thing that is worth a damn over there. Except
I have jeans can work there.
Actually, jeans shoes. Work. I needed some caramel colored shoes on the fly.
Where'd you get the bunny shirt?
I don't remember.
Not too bad.
I don't remember. I'm not sure if this was a Jillian pick or.
So what episode is this? 10.
We are 11.
We're on episode 11. All right. So
hopefully
this thing has evolved. Obviously, everybody focus your attention on the fucking kick-ass neon we got that was rendered by. I don't know what company, but if y'all want to be blasted, if y'all want to be promoted on this show, go ahead and send us some love. And
which I will say needs a little bit of editing. I mean, it should be like one big arm and one kind of like medium size,
like a medium size lackluster.
I mean, this is a little bit of a false advertising, but I dig it. I dig it.
It was meant in spirit more than reality. And I should say that the folks who've been rendering it have been our lovely assistants, Grace and Ashley. Thank you so much for making these things happening. They're dressing up our studio space thanks to them. So
we're gonna get some little bells and whistles. But as we wrap up this episode, we try to bring in different guests. It doesn't always have to be real estate adjacent. This one, Travis, like we mentioned before, is a childhood friend of ours. We are very close. We've known each other for a long, long time. We've had the pleasure of doing a lot of real estate transactions with him. I've always wanted to bring someone on the show that has worked with myself on the transactional side and kind of knows how I operate, just to talk some shit. I'm assuming that's where he's going to go directly, but
no, all of our stuff has been very smooth transactions. I hadn't had any issues with any of the percentages or any of the price of real estate or anything.
How's that refrigerator treating you?
Yeah. Oh, the one I bought.
That was not.
Yeah, you mean the one I bought?
That was not on the convey list, dude. That was not on the convey list.
Do you know what someone told me the other day? I heard this from someone else. Her friend, who this person shall not be named, but her friend realized that mirrors were not on the exclusions or the conveyed things, and this girl on the last day when they were moving out took out her own mirrors from her bathroom.
Yeah, well, you got to put those back.
When does a mirror
exclusion?
When does it hang on? When does a mirror if it's hung up like a picture? No, not even nailed in or anything like that. Not screwed in with those little little hand bracket things. What about when you hang a mirror in the bathroom in kind of like a decorative fashion, and you can just lift that fucker off and just
that's what we call gray area. I mean, we're gonna have to dig into that.
That sounds like a last minute closing fiasco. I would lose my mind. I'd be like, I will buy you a new mirror. Don't do this.
I feel like the assumption, obviously, don't assume, is that mirror should stay with the house.
Travis,
I mean, if that'd be something.
I'd be buying a new mirror.
That'd be something I'd dig my heels in, and if that mirror doesn't return, then I'm out. I buy a new house.
You're done.
I buy a new house.
You went through the due diligence 30 days. Yep. You're probably $1,000 in inspections and option period, and you walk out because of mirror.
You damn right.
You would.
That's when it becomes this person did it on the principle of the matter, and that's where I doubt deals crumble that often. But you might have personality A and personality B where they're like, no, we're principled as fuck, and he wants to keep the mirror. I'm out. This person has thrown the last monkey wrench in this thing. So,
yeah,
I thought when I heard it, I was like, that person's nuts. I still want to work with her. That person's a little nuts for doing that.
I mean, hey, I'm all about the nutties. Got to work with all kinds.
John doesn't discriminate. I try not to discriminate either in regard to their personal proclivities. Is that a word?
I don't fucking know.
I think it is. Maybe. I try not to discriminate on that regard, but otherwise, I would try to steer someone away from the path of conflict.
Yeah, always. Man, look, everybody's trying to get this done. That's when the realtor steps in and finds the solutions, i.e. just buys a fucking mirror to make it all happy.
Case in point.
Yeah.
The guys moved out. They took my fridge. I went to John. I said, hey, I just moved in. I don't have a fucking fridge here. What am I going to do? And he's like, I'll buy you a fridge.
Yeah, because we step up. That goes back. Would an AI be able to do that in an AI facilitated real estate transaction?
No, and if people
3%, you can afford a goddamn fridge.
Well, that's what also, but that's also a point that we've talked about in the past. Is like, look, we have the power to do with our budget what we will, right? Like in this transaction, and if a refrigerator needs to be purchase to like smooth something over, then we'll buy a refrigerator. If something needs to happen, it doesn't mean it's always on the line because everyone doesn't want their nose chopped off, but at the same time it is a little justification for what it is. Make something happen. You have a budget. Go for it.
Get it done. Yeah. Well, either way, it's always fun to work with friends. Sometimes it can be daunting to work with friends because, you know, all the facades and any sort of like barrier of like trying to be, you know, professional can be just completely blasted if you're close with somebody. It's like working with family. Sometimes those could be the hardest deals because expectations are a lot higher. There are no walls of like, ooh, I shouldn't say that to him or I should say that to him, so I get blasted. But Travis and I, it's always, I'm always an open book. It's always full disclosure. Justin operates the same way. Full transparency with what I want to tell people. But the piece that I enjoy the most with working with my friends is I don't have to soften anything. I can just be like, nope, here's what it is. Fucking take it or leave it. And I expect them to say the same thing to me.
I think we need to, tell them about our relationship and how this whole thing evolved before they better
John and Travis used to be lovers back in college.
Well, we fought and then we would make up. I mean, this goes all the way back to elementary school, kindergarten. You know, I pulled this guy's hair and ran away from him, and I'm climbing up the ladder to get to the top of the playscape because let's be honest, he was a little bigger back then. He couldn't quite get to the top.
A little bigger.
This son of a bitch bit me in the ass.
Bit his ass cheek.
Bit my ass cheek.
Bit his ass cheek. But let me rephrase this. You pulled my hair whilst we were traveling up the ladder. So you turned around, pulled. Eye level, immediate reaction.
And the only thing he could get to was my ass. But regardless,
he was quicker than me.
When a kid bites somebody in elementary school, you got to go to the principal. You got to go do the whole thing. So I'm sitting in the nurse. I got to pull down my pants and show the principal, where this dude bit me on the ass. So I got a bite mark there, and they're like putting ice on it, and they don't close the door to the nurse's room. So so I look out the door, and John's walking by, and he sees me, and he gives his little, smirk, like, I got my ass out to the fucking principal and nurse and everybody else, And so
if I remember correctly, I think I had to apologize to you.
Oh yeah.
Yet again, whilst your ass cheek was hanging out, and you had one of those old school ice packs, like the squishy looking ones with the little screw-on tops on them, and had it on his ass. But yeah, that was good. Travis and I were very oil and water back in the day. He's a fiery ass son of a bitch. He's tiny, so he's got to make up for some way. Don't say anything.
You don't tack a chihuahua,
Yeah, but we always had this dynamic where we would just bicker with each other. Shit. I think there was probably more than that. I remember one time too. I did a little leg sweep on you in the playground. I was probably like second grade or something, but lots of little fights.
It lasted for a while. I think at some point we realized, if you can't beat them, join them kind of thing.
That probably developed later on once you guys were able to get past those like schoolyard antics.
You spend so much time with somebody, you get to know each other. I mean, it's inevitability before we figure it out.
Maybe this asshole's not that bad.
Yeah, maybe he's all right. We'll take it. We'll take it this
there's different types of friendships, right? And like when you're little kids, like what are you basing that on? Like merit of the person? Probably not. How long you've known them? Are they in your class? Do you see them every day? I mean, friendships, I think are very fluid as children, but as adults, you kind of look at that history, and that's kind of why here we are. I mean, you guys have a deeper connection, but deeper history, but we ended up being roommates in college, and that all ended great too. And it went great.
Had a phenomenal ending.
Yeah.
I think we won't go into that probably. But
I read a letter from John regarding that thing.
Let's stay away from that one.
Yeah, as a law-abiding citizen, I had to write a letter saying John was on the straight and narrow, and he was looking to turn his life around.
If you're the character witness, then we're all in trouble.
You all are in trouble.
Always.
Anyways, so guys, I'm going to pivot this back to core values, which I think we really need to hone in on, and I want to go with a little frame of the beef.
Frame the beef.
Frame the beef. The beef.
So again, you're gonna have to explain that because I haven't seen the podcast.
John, explain beef.
So every episode we try to have a beef, like with what beefs. It's what rattles your cage. What can we bring up that's gonna get a little spicy? And organically, one time we had Justin, why don't you frame the beef? And then it turned into, Let's frame the beef.
You got to frame the context of the beef so that way everyone can kind of understand what's going on here and why we're doing it. But it's usually kind of like a little conversation starter, and it may or may not affect you. But, you being the token layperson engineer, we're always, interested in what other people are thinking. But today's beef is going to be very universal. Very holistic, if you will.
So we're talking like beef I might have as an engineer, or just a beef in every day.
In life.
I'm gonna try to think of a beef that's gonna affect everybody, so that way we all have something to
Well,
talk
I
about.
think I
no
can
one
come
sits
up
on the
with
sidelines here in roughhousing.
I think I can come up with one here. What beefs me is when someone commits to something and says that they're going to be it. Say, for instance, a podcast.
How about, say, for instance, another childhood
friend
that was cherry picked from a vast pool of childhood friends.
Yeah,
because of the dynamic that could have been created.
Could have been
in the synergy of this room.
In fact, I saw this person just not that long ago in November, at the end of November.
In fact, how about, let's go beyond that. What if someone commits verbally and on a text thread
day up,
we got
and
receipts.
Then 0 hour decides to not show up because he got.
And also, the excuse.
Another
Let's get into this excuse.
I have a question for you guys. How would you abbreviate German Shepherd?
I would just say German Shepherd.
Yeah, I would say
GS, not GSD. But yeah, basically this guy got bit in the ass by a German Shepherd, aka pulled a John Martin.
Yeah.
And and long story short, he couldn't make it.
That German Shepherd's going places, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you that much. If the writing's on the wall, the German Shepherd, is gonna do something. But so let's I say we tag him in this post of some sort. But
well, you know what? He's probably out there. He's probably out there buying a dress because this fool got just trounced in fantasy football this year, and he has to wear a dress to the draft. So he's probably at Lane Bryant looking for fucking something that suits his style. And,
he's gonna be. He needs to go to like a big and tall store,
long and lanky,
Bryant, dude.
But he's gonna have to do better. Fucking, he better not choke on that one though, because that's gonna happen. So
if you're committed to wearing a dress for a contest, you should go ahead and do it. Otherwise, I mean, you guys have told me. You have told me about another guy who jumped out of that.
Sneaky because we're just peeling layers back here. But why don't you go? Yeah, take this.
So we're in we call it the Homie League. It's the designated title is Big Booty Hose and Miller Lite. That's our
love them both.
Fantasy football league.
Love them both.
We've had it for about 15 years. It's all dudes that grew up together for the most part. Couple outliers, but it's a good time, and we've progressively increased the dues for fantasy. It's a 10-person league, so if anybody knows about fantasy, we have a payout at the end of the year, and it's gotten substantial to where the payout's pretty big. I mean, it's a good thing. There's a belt. There's a fucking belt that we got that the generous commissioner who puts in a lot of time and effort and still gets fucking blasted by everybody associated. Bought it with his own money, a belt, just so that everybody could have a totem to.
This sounds like fishing for applause.
I feel like that would be a nice gesture for a commissioner to buy it out of his own money.
It was also nice of him to add the 3 previous championships that he won to the belt that he bought.
That also happened.
Like 2005, and then added his championships.
He applied.
Okay, well, hold on.
He retrofitted his medals.
I didn't retrofit.
Do you attach medals to the belt?
Let me finish. So the belt has names. So every time there's like 30 name tags places on this belt. It's like a WWF belt, and every time you win, you get a placard on the belt. And so when I bought it, I went back to the history that ESPN showed, and it wasn't just my wins; it was everybody else's too. But it was about an 8-year past trajectory.
Retrofitted.
It wasn't retrofit; it was what it was built for.
Keep that tight, baby.
It was what it was built for. But Justin is the sound Nazi.
I'm the only one who listens to the podcast.
That is
probably
literally in the whole nation
on Earth.
Yeah, I literally am. This is all for my pleasure, not yours.
But we have these names. So every time you win, you get your team name and your name and the year on when you win the belt, and then you get to carry the belt. You get to be carried in, hoisted into the fantasy draft the next year. We typically do it at a restaurant.
We do some walk-in music, some
a little like fucking Ric Flair, fucking. But anyway, so as we progress, the monetary increase was getting outrageous. Everybody cries if we go higher than what it is. So to keep people engaged through the course of a season, if you're tanking, right, if you're halfway through the season and there's no chance you win in the playoffs, what has happened in the past is people won't set their lineups. They just don't give a fuck because they know that they're out of it. So it becomes a gimme for other people, and it tips the scales.
Then they also might be holding players that you might want instead of being engaged.
There's a lot of elements to it. There's a lot of elements to it.
This is why he's the commissioner. Travis, how often
sweating balls.
Yeah, it is hot in here.
So,
it is not.
It's hot. I told you to take your damn jacket off. Anyways, so as you progress through the course of a fantasy football league, if the losers,
you've also been drinking whiskey, so that'll probably cause.
I'm sorry, I'm the only one drinking. This fucking guy's drinking.
That's not true.
Oh, that's true. He's got a watermelon seltzer. If you can't see it,
they're refreshing. They're refreshing.
Travis, have you ever worn the belt?
Okay, well, I'll get there.
Sorry,
I'll get there.
that hurt?
I'll get there. So
cut.
We clip that later on.
So to enhance the competition, 2 years ago we made a stance that the last place person has to show up to the next draft in a dress and high heels is what I said originally, but that got put.
It never got put in the bylaws. It never got put in the bylaws.
So
you'll have written bylaws.
Oh yeah, every year we throw a little write out. The commissioner takes upon himself to take the time and effort to make sure that everybody has a grand standing on what's happening. So,
I can't football.
I was gonna say, if what do you say? What you say flies away. What you
write down sticks around.
Around.
What you say? Hey, everyone, take this with you. What you say flies away. What you write down sticks around.
So that was the deal starting last year. The last place person last year, who'd been in the league since the dawn of time, since this league started, he lost. So he had to
call him out.
He had to cough out. One Jeffrey Matheny,
a.k.a. the horse,
Austin-born Geoffrey, bitched out. And so instead of showing up to the league, in a dress, he quit the league as a whole. I just vacated his spot.
Paid the fine. We have a fine associated with it, so he had to pay. But I mean, the fine could have been $20, and I wouldn't have paid that fine because I know every time I see these goddamn guys, they're gonna go, "Oh, this is the guy that fucking quit on the fantasy," you know. And so like a year later, he shows up at the bar, and we're like, boo. And he's like, "Dude, we're still talking about this." I go, "Yeah, we're going to be talking about this at your fucking funeral."
He welched on it.
Hey, opening remarks at your death.
Does anybody have anything to say about this guy?
Actually,
we're gonna be like, Welcher.
Like, hey, Travis is hanging out there at the podium. Hang on, I prepared a little something here. Point 1, December 12th.
We're gonna go. I told you, we're keeping receipts like Cat Williams in here. And we don't forget.
God, that Cat Williams. Did you even watch it? You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I dabbled a little bit, but I don't know.
I watched like 2/3 of it, and then because I realized that it got 34 million views in a matter of like 4 days.
It was 3 hours long.
When is it?
It's with Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp, and he's just pulling out Illuminati and fucking all sorts of shit. Dude.
I saw clips of it. Well, is it good?
I didn't realize that. What's this Club Shay Shay was the thing, but he's got a bunch of followers. I never checked that podcast.
Hey, after this, dude. Thank you, man. This is what that's why y'all had me on, so we could fucking break the stratosphere with
let's do it.
Some content.
Multicultural.
Shannon Sharp.
No, I'm Cat Williams, baby.
Cat Williams.
Shannon Sharp is fucking massive. That dude is a beast.
Cat Williams.
He's huge.
Oh, you should have watched him and Cat Williams because Cat Williams would get like real fired up, and Cat Williams would stand up and be like, "What? What are you saying?" Like,
no, I mean,
kind of like
they're boys. They're boys.
It was more like a show.
Yeah,
and just like kind of standing up, and I was just like, it's so funny because then Shannon was just sitting. Shay was just sitting there, just like, he's huge.
He's massive.
He's just giant.
Well, and they're both drinking, so like it's kind of like this podcast, but one guy's not drinking water. But and
we're also going to Vegas tomorrow, everybody. I'm saving myself for Vegas.
He's always
saving themselves for Vegas, dude.
That sounds wild.
Yeah.
What a bitch. What a bitch. Yeah, I'll take it.
But it was a good episode,
but calculated.
Cat Williams is like dishing on how all these people were being haters on him, and he was just like, "Oh, let me tell you the truth about these people," and he lays it down. Yeah, and he drops truth, and he's like, and people, I think, was it during the podcast that they double checked?
Well, they had people on the podcast before that were kind of mentioning it, brought up Cat Williams, and he was like, no, this ain't how it happened. It goes into next Friday. Goes into all these movies that he's kind of been canceled on. Goes into Ludacris being in the Illuminati. Goes into fucking they dig pretty deep.
Oh, did he say Ludacris? I might have missed that part. Ludacris is in the Illuminati.
Y'all spent 3 hours of your life watching that?
I was doing other things. That's the beauty of a podcast. You can just go about. You can.
I don't listen to them.
You can fold clothes. You can do all sorts of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
You do all the chores your wife sets out for you, you know? And
I do
whatever you
my.
want to do.
Hey, I'm a grown man. I do my own clothes because I don't like how my wife folds them. So.
Dang, Jill, go get her.
Hey,
Damn.
psych on you. She doesn't watch the show.
Yeah, right. I
She
know.
doesn't care.
She
I
will
thought it'd be
now.
fun to
She
have
will
a-
now because I'm going to let her know.
I've always wanted to have a episode where I bring my ex-wife in and he brings Jill in. We have an ex-wife episode, but
I have an ex-girlfriend I can dig up and bring in here, too, if y'all want to do it.
You literally have to dig her up.
Evil laugh.
Cut.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah.
No, the statute of limitations is up on it, I think.
Well, so what does he say about like? Is he like? Does he actually have pointed references on to
Yeah.
like recant his?
Yeah. He goes into like, this dude tried to steal his role. This dude stole his joke. Like,
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey, steals the hanging with Mr. Cooper guy's whole shtick and goes in, in like, he's like, dude, all these dudes are like bullshitting and lying.
They were
and,
pretending to be broke when they weren't. And stuff like
saying
that.
they came from the hood and they didn't, or this or that, or and like.
But also that he gave them chances and other sort of favors. He even kind of like when he realized that they were like dogging him or doing whatever, he kind of ignored. They apologized and he ignored it, but later on they brought it up as if it wasn't.
He like basically
if it was-
ripping these
if it wasn't
guys for
there.
not kind of getting the like the black community,
Being
like
raw.
the black comics, like
Yeah.
like bringing your people in on the
He
show.
Eminem'd him with his real name's Clarence, and Clarence's parents, they got a real good marriage. 8 Mile. From 8 Mile.
Spaghetti,
Come on.
spaghetti.
Yeah, come
Sorry,
on.
I didn't watch that show.
Hey, I know something about you. And then he goes, his real name is Clarence. And Clarence's parents, they got a real good marriage. He goes, what did he say? Something about Clanbrook? He's like, he went to private school or something like that. From 8 Miles, the last scene.
He's like, mommy did something bad and made daddy sad.
yeah. Hey, that 8 Mile movie was iconic when it came out. Still great.
It was iconic. I never saw
last
it.
scene. What?
I never saw the whole thing either.
Oh my God!
I
The
know.
last
I've seen
the
a lot
last
of movies,
scene,
but I've never seen the
last
whole
scene
thing.
with Papa Doc and Eminem. It's them two at the very last battle, and they basically. So the whole thing. Let me frame this for a little bit because it's fucking iconic, and y'all both need to watch it. You would appreciate it. It's hot as balls. See, I told you.
I've got like 2.
You have to
movies
watch
I
it.
have to
That and
watch now.
Boondock Saints. God damn it!
know.
You still haven't seen Boondock Saints.
I haven't seen Boondock
There
Saints.
was a
Don't
firefight.
judge me.
Oh my God.
So the whole thing is about like these rap battles in Detroit. Papa Doc is like the main dude who whoops Eminem. Eminem has stage fright, and like he works his way up to this like final battle. And they always they would
sweaty.
flip a coin and say who goes first, right? And so one of before Eminem goes on the final battle, one of his like entourage is like, "What are you gonna say to them? You know, you don't know. They're gonna just say everything about you. They got so much stuff to say about you." And so they flip a coin. Papa Doc wins it, and he goes, "Let's let this choke artist go first." And so Eminem's whole spiel was he was like, I'm gonna say everything that you're gonna say about me. So before they even have a chance to like rap against him, he goes, "I am white trash. I am from a trailer," and he just rips off his whole life and how he's a shitbag. But it's brilliant the way he does it. And then after he says about him, he goes, "And I know something about you. You went to Clanbrook. That was a private school." And he goes, and then he talks about Papa Doc's real name is Clarence, and Clarence's parents have it's the same thing. He exposed him for being a fraud, not this like thug from the streets. What he was portraying. But it's beautiful, and then he ends it, and that was like the beginning of his career.
This is kind of like a little bit of that Cat Williams thing where he's talking shit and like on what everybody else is saying to him,
Yeah.
and everything else.
So he Eminem'd him.
or maybe
He miled him.
He miled him.
Take your broke ass
Got
back to your mom.
He mom's spaghetti.
Yeah.
Well, also he was bringing up the Cedric the
I
Entertainer
cannot
has only
believe you
like
haven't
4
seen
specials.
that fucking movie.
I've
There's
seen
so
clips.
much. There's so
Clips.
much. There's so
It's
much.
so much, but it's good. It's good. You got fucking all kinds of stuff.
There's so much. Anyways, I'm gonna go back and frame my beef.
What's your beef, Justin Rourke?
It's just a general beef for us all. My beef is here.
Roast beef?
What do you write it down?
Oh, hey, hey, the Welcher just texted us.
Oh,
Nah, I can't fucking make it. That dog bit my whole day up.
What, he had to go to the hospital?
tell him. I told him I want to see a pic.
Welcher.
I mean, not like,
Well,
I just
Welcher.
not like I'm trying to get pictures of his ass, but I want to see a pic. If he's gonna claim a dog bit him, there's got to be receipts.
That's an aggressive claim.
He does train dogs, but go ahead.
Was that his gig?
Yeah,
And it's a side gig. Well,
Side hustle?
I guess his rapping game ain't fucking too strong. So Clarence over here had to fucking take up dog walking.
Well, I wanted him on just to like give us some highlights from that side.
No, I know. Well, I was thinking,
Well, he's got
I thought y'all brought me in here. This was like a business thing, like with like entrepreneur, blah blah blah, and then the other guest was JJ. I was like, God damn. I mean,
No, so
it's not about-
to harp on that, like I want to talk about your field. Your field is completely. I mean, there is relative to what we do. We wanted one that was fun and like more relative to like a personal setting.
oh, I got you.
Yeah, everything touches real estate and finance, but like everyone's doing their own thing. You're doing engineering. What type of engineering do you do?
I do geotechnical engineering with like soil sampling, drilling soil
You
sampling.
switch the samples.
You switch the samples.
Switch the sample.
Hey, do you know that line? You switch the samples.
Let's
Let's do
do another
No, I know that one.
Let's do another one. Let's do another one.
No, contagion.
No.
No.
Let's do another one.
William.
No, I didn't kill my wife.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care.
When I came home, there was a man in my house.
Yes, there it is.
No, but what's the movie? It's with.
The Fugitive.
No, I know that one. The one before.
Are you the contagion?
Switch the samples.
Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman. The
Outbreak.
Okay,
Yeah, with
I
the
just
monkeys.
couldn't get the
Rene
name.
Russo.
With the monkeys.
Yeah.
Anyways, you're taking soil samples.
Taking soil samples, we do materials testing. We do, test concrete, test soil, test, building materials kind of thing. So
Is this stuff for like the EPA or just for developers?
No, I mean
or
it falls into y'all's line of like real estate. Someone goes out and wants
mineral
to say,
rights.
No, I'm
No,
not a
he
damn-
tests
You gonna let me-
he tests build sites to make sure what the grade of the soil
Like
is.
if you're gonna build a house or you're gonna build a commercial building or something like that, you want to know what type of soil it is on, right? So we go out, we take soil samples, we run some lab tests, we kind of figure out, like what the bearing capacity, how much, load this soil can hold, and then we
Is
write
there
it.
usually a lot of load in soil?
Oh man, I can load soil like you haven't believed. And I'm also a licensed well driller. So if you think I hadn't laid a little pipe in this state, you're shitting yourself.
There's one.
coming. I knew it was coming.
I can waller some holes out. And so man, you got me sidetracked. But yeah, so like if you're building we go out, we write a geotech report that kind of says what type of foundation we recommend and the best way to kind of handle the building foundation, and then the structural engineer designs the foundation, and then during construction we'll do like quality control where we monitor construction, we do inspections, we make sure that it's getting built as planned.
So you go out here and there just to make sure that they're doing the right thing?
Oh yeah. We do. Like City of Austin requires that all commercial buildings have building inspections. So like this building inspection, you would have to look at the steel, look at the concrete, look at the fireproofing for all the conduits, like do all the structural inspections for fireproofing, like stuff like that. So.
But that's not you. That's not you guys. You'll just be one element of what's being inspected.
Well, we do pretty much all of what I said, like pre-pour inspections, looking at structural steel, welding inspections, concrete inspections, subgrade inspections, and fireproofing. And we do, there's some specialty items.
So it's everything within the world of building. Does that include residential, or is that just commercial?
Residential? You're not required to do residential inspections on residences, but we kind of focus. And like inspections on the concrete on the slab. Like if you have
like new build communities, they have companies that go out and during a pour, instead of testing every single slab, they'll pick one at random, test the concrete mixture, whatever whatever the integrity is of that concrete.
Well, it's like, it's kind of like the sales pitch I always give people is like you pay money to have engineers design the house. You pay engineers to do a geotechnical report. You pay structural engineers to design everything. And if you get the lowest bid contractor out there and they're giving you cheap materials that don't meet the specifications that are required, then everything you spent to design and optimize everything is
This fucking big shot was on the History Channel.
Yeah, H2.
I forgot that was probably like 4 or 5 years ago.
Channel?
It's a sister station, I think. But
it's where they put geotech engineers from fucking Austin.
So about this soil, we have
it's
black
fucked up
prairie
because
clay soil.
honestly, there's been some people that I know, that are like sitting at home, just like just kind of, whatever you do when you're scanning TV. He's like, dude, I was just sitting with this hippie dude. I got.
Did you do the?
No, he's like,
the
dude,
ancient aliens? They're like,
man. I'm not saying it. Yeah, but it was aliens. But he's just like, dude, I'm fucking sitting here, fucking smoking my bong, and did I just see you on the History Channel? And I'm like, yeah, dude, H2, and he's like Engineering an Empire, Roman concrete, if you want to check it out. But
did you talk about like aqueducts and concrete?
Well, these people, the producers had gotten another engineering company to make the concrete that conformed to like Roman concrete, because
is that like bullshit concrete, like ancient concrete?
They were like recrafting.
They were trying to recreate, because I mean the concrete industry or concrete did change the Roman Empire, because they were able to build things without just stacking blocks. You could then mortar stuff. You could then do concrete. You could do roads. You could do aqueducts and arches and all this kind of stuff. So it was kind of like how that technology changed the empire. And so they wanted to do like a recreation of Roman concrete. And so they had made some concrete. And I have a compression machine where you break concrete cylinders to test the compressive strength of the concrete. And so
is it rigged to the back of like a truck or something?
No, it's in our lab, in our office.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you bring the cylinder in, it has to cure for a certain amount of time, then you break the cylinder. And so I was explaining to these people, I was like on camera like this, and I was like, well, it's an axial compression machine, like it breaks it. They're like, whoa, like, like,
sir, this is H2. Our viewers do not have that level of intelligence.
Can you dumb it down?
Which was confirmed by my stoner friend calling me, going, hey man, fucking H2, bro. And so it's like, it's like I had to be like, well, it's like, it's like a compression, it's like, I was like, what do you want me to say? It's like you push here, it go boom, it's like, I don't know what to, and so.
Does it look like one of those, like when you're compressing the concrete? Does it look like one of those hydraulic?
It's like a big glass claw machine.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Just get on the internet and look.
I wanted to ask if it looked like those like slow motion hydraulic press things.
Exactly. That's exactly what it looks like. You see the slow mo shit?
You ever
where
put
it's
like a box of crayons underneath it, see what happens?
Yeah, I've done some
stuff. What have you done?
A birthday cake.
Oh, I've done light bulbs. I've done.
So it tells you like what pressure things collapse at, essentially.
Exactly. You have an area, you have a specimen thing, you break it, and it tells you how much load you put on there, and then you divide it by the area. I don't want to get y'all too into the weeds, because I know you're not
the sharpest.
It's okay. We'll come back to my beef.
They sell houses, not
How was the Roman concrete? I mean, like how was the pressure test?
Was it superior, kind of like the way that we view the pyramids being like amazing and like maybe done by aliens?
What? I mean, man, we went from beef to aliens, but they kind of fucked up on the samples, and they weren't really that great. And samples? When they switched the samples,
the samples,
and they and so like when we got them, they really weren't that great, and when we broke them, they just immediately broke. And they're like, well, can you explain that these haven't been curing for very long, and like as they cure, like the concrete gets harder, right? So like the concrete is over 100 years old or 500 years old, so it's like over time these would have stood up. And I'm like, well, that's not really how concrete works either.
Let's go and lie to the masses.
They don't just incrementally get like the hardest concrete is the oldest concrete. I mean, it has a life, right?
Yeah.
And so they wanted me to kind of like, and I go, look, I got a license.
I respect my integrity.
It's not much, but it's something I hold on to. I was like, I can look. I mean, I'm not just gonna fucking bend over backwards for you. But we made it work.
You smudge the books on that one?
No,
it's fucking super strong.
I did what I had to do. The show's got to go on. I got to give them. They come to me for content, much like y'all. So it's like
you do this as a little cheddar too. They're like, hey, you make this.
They didn't pay me, but they did give Holt Engineering a little bit of a little shout out, which I appreciate.
Yeah. Did they take up your time?
Yes.
Did they go inside of your office and cause a mild disruption and set up lights? Did they cause any damage?
They did not cause any damage, but they used my instrumentation. More importantly,
which one? The hammer or the
the hammer or the stone? The hammer or the sword.
Thirdly, did they not pay you?
No, they didn't pay me.
No, these motherfuckers sound like the
They sound like y'all, actually.
The dudes from Habitat. No, I'm saying the dudes from Habitat Hunters.
Yeah.
Like, I've been propositioned before in the past. We're like, hey, we're with Habitat Hunters. We'd love to, like, shadow you and your... I had some clients that applied at the time, and they go, so we're going to need about 60 hours of film time. We can't pay you. We're going to need to have you have the sellers sign this waiver of liability in case we do any damage. You will have your credits at the very end, and just sign right here. And I was like, fuck no. I was like, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I was like, I'm not making y'all money when y'all are just banking on those
exactly.
Habitat $100.
Yeah. I've had someone approach me recently that wanted me to pay to be on their show.
Oh, I had that too. I had that too. They called me like this spiel was about 45 minutes long, and then towards the end she was like, "Okay, well,
probably the same
that'll what we charge. You know, we have to keep. We're independent, and you know we have to keep everybody on. It's a big production, and keep in mind, and they're like 20 grand or something like that. I was like, oh, excuse me, you could have led with that and saved us both fucking 45 minutes.
No,
like,
it was
I'm not doing it.
It was like, we want you
That's
to pay.
funny. It was probably
to
the
be,
same thing.
Dude, I guarantee
Had
you,
to be.
it was. I don't know what it was, but it was like.
John, you don't understand this opportunity and what it will do for you.
Yeah, I was like,
life.
no, I
Are
do.
you
I know
sure
what
you
it
wanna
do.
make decisions?
Yeah, it's
It'd
like
make me
my
20 grand less.
My business ain't that slow that I gotta pay you to fucking promote me.
I'm bored. Yeah, 20 grand bored.
No shit. There's a lot of that shit all over the place.
Dude,
man. It's
Yeah.
like,
there's have y'all been? There's a publication in Austin that it's like the Austin Journal, the Austin Business Journal, Austin Business Journal.
Yeah, that's
it's,
where
it's
got
not
some of these things
associated
from.
It's not associated with the fucking city of Austin whatsoever. They call you and they're very pushy as far as like, hey, we saw you were on this list last time, and you know, hey, we'll go ahead and put you down for the exact same thing as last time. And I'm like, who the fuck are these people? Like, I've never paid these guys.
dude. So
it might not be the Austin Business Journal.
There's a lot. There's a lot of shit like that in real estate. There's one called Top Producer, I think, and it's like a print magazine and like online deal that like agents will puff their chest and be like, look, it's all on Top Producer. They paid $500 to be like either on a small ad or a large ad,
Yeah.
and it's a huge racket. They have like celebratory parties on. It's like there's no metrics on what you have to do or produce to be the said top producer. You just pay them money and they'll fucking put your name on.
That was from episode 3. The beef that we were talking about with some of the awards that basically agents.
the episode 3, the episode that never
Forgotten
was.
episode 3 or lost episode 3.
It's in the archives.
Yeah.
And it comes full circle back to beef. Go ahead.
Come full circle. Justin,
is.
back to you.
I don't mean to take your
Do you,
spiel.
do you guys watch that dude who dresses up as Dr. Phil?
No.
Oh, God, it's fucking priceless. I'll show you all later, and I'll spare you right now. No, he'll do some bombshell, then he'll be like, "We'll be right back."
I thought this was I was
Come back
walking
to it.
into. There's a room full of people in here that just love you to death.
Just reach out,
Just reach out and
give him a hug.
just give them a hug. Let them know.
No, sir, I don't agree with that. Here's what I think.
Yeah.
I'm working on my voice. Don't worry about it.
No, it's,
You have a lot of good ones. Don't be
it
down on
comes
yourself.
along. It comes and
Don't be down on
goes.
yourself.
That's why you brought me in here
Anyways,
for the accents.
So back to beefs. Good griefs. This article kind of made me think about us, and it made me think about Travis. We're all business owners here, right? We have to make decisions, have to do the right thing. And this article stood out on the Austin Business Journal.
Bada bing.
Fake news.
Bada bing.
Yeah, we are.
By the way, we
are
love
circling
your
the wagons
awards
here.
ceremonies. We love to be a part of them.
I'm pitting.
Sweating like a snow cone in Phoenix.
Is this flannel? Remote work battle rages on as big companies keep calling for a return to the office. Now, I don't want to read this article.
All right.
I will look at highlights that Grace made, lovingly,
Grace, you're the best.
painstakingly. But coming back to it is that like we went through COVID, we went through post-COVID. There was a world now where people working remote. They were going to eventually work remote, but now they got shoved into it, and now we're kind of coming back, and they don't want to come along. But now those days might be different because I know Elon made some declarations. He's like, we're bringing people back. There's other people being brought back to the office.
Look,
now.
look.
Jobs are being lost. It's
You
not
know
what
my
people
stance on this. I think it's cockeyed.
Please, bring it.
You know, Justin and I are fortunate and have the pleasure to work with a lot of beautiful people that are employed through some of the companies that we operate. We always have a pull and request to work from home. I personally don't care who you are, what your background is, and what the arena is. I don't think you get as much productivity done, and I don't think there's as much collaborative efforts as a team when people work from home as individuals. I don't like it.
No, I don't know. And it's not about necessarily like the productivity. It's like stuff comes up in my
I want to be
industry.
able to throw it at you.
Stuff comes up to you. Someone calls, "Hey, I'm not doing this. I got a problem with this." I don't want to have to scan a document and send it to somebody that's working from home, and then it takes them 15 minutes to get back to me when I could just go, "Hey, we got an issue. Come in here. Like, let's deal with it now. Let's get it done." And it never works out.
I feel like it dissolves some of that top-down leadership capability too.
Absolutely.
To where people aren't learning how to become upper-level management. People aren't hearing what you're having to say. Most of my job is like kind of managing people, and also like if I'm going to solve an issue or a project or a task, I might need to get to someone really quickly, and my thing needs to take priority because of what it is that I'm doing. And if I want to say, hey, I need to pause you right fast, I need you to come do my thing, I need to be able to tap on your shoulder. I can't do that if you're at home. If you're at home, in your underwear.
That's the biggest one. But the other beef to that is, collectively as humans, it's just like when you put a child in an elementary school, their intellect grows. They learn habits from other people. It's like that hive mentality. It's like if you isolate somebody in a work environment, there's the room for growth and like the osmosis nature of like learning from other people and taking other people's, good benefits and good qualities, goes out the window. It's like you can't learn from each other. You can't tag team things as they pop up as easily.
It's not as easy. Hey, how are you going to be competitive if you don't know what your competition
You can't
looks
compete.
like?
You can't compete.
You don't know. You don't know. You can't be like,
you can't shine.
There's work. That's the next level that I need to.
You can't shine. There are certain jobs in certain industries where it's all like tech jobs that are like coding, where it's all just like obviously sit behind a computer. But anything that has to do with like interaction with people, high frequency of different things that happen throughout the day, your ass better be in an office. It's like I love coming to the office. I don't want to sit in my house all fucking day.
No, I couldn't work from home and just sit. I mean, like even like on a weekend, on a Saturday, it's like if I don't have to get up and do anything, I'm like probably not going to shower and wake up. I like to just put on some sweats and watch some Dallas Cowboy football and watch them win the Super Bowl.
Come on.
But and in my industry, it's like we run drill rigs. So we have 2 drill rigs that we're operating all the time. You can't do that from home. We got a lab where you're running lab tests. You can't do that from home. Like we have, even if you do work from home, you're ending up having to spend extra time to download, like send documents. Like we have handwritten logs. They might have to fax those. We have to scan those.
You guys do a fax machine. Don't
we
cover
used to
that
send
shit
carrier pigeons.
I'm watching the wire and like the gap between technology now to what the wire
dude.
Dude,
I can't believe
I know.
You're talking about us not watching
I get it.
But here's the thing. He watched. Nice.
Boy, Omar.
Joe Pesci.
John watches
I love Omar. What's the whistle that he does? What's the whistle? You know what I'm talking about, though?
I know what you're talking about.
Well, coming back to it, I think that it really, like I said, it waters down that leadership capability. But also, I think that there are some jobs that like you can't expect every job to be a work from home. I believe in the idea of hybrids. I believe that occasional or circumstantial can make sense as long as you have like a firm agreement. But you should be wanting to be at the office for all those things that are important, that are intangible,
like a hybrid synthetic organism.
A neural net processor, a learning computer.
It would heal.
It's just the arena approach. It's just like everything else. Like any people that are at the pinnacle of what they do it as a team for the most part in most arenas. Like you don't get a Super Bowl team without everybody practicing from home, doing drills at their house by themselves.
Yeah, they could always do solo work at their house.
On the practice field together.
Yeah. You got to get.
You got to run plays together.
You got to get in football shape, and the only way you do that is on the field.
Put pads on.
I mean,
put pads on.
I believe in exceptions. I believe in
Put a hat on
in a hybridization potentially. But that comes with responsibility and accountability for it. But I feel like if people aren't in the office place, it's kind of like that slow, steady march that we're watching on the lower levels with fast food employees, retail employees, Walmart has self checkout and it's going better. They probably has left. Hang on, and then now AI's on the way, and it's like, dude, how long is
Ready
that?
Player One? So they announced that they're announcing that
What's
they're
the name of
creating.
it?
I don't fucking know, but it's like a universe where they're doing
Fun
like
Starter. Daniel, do you know what we're talking
Ready
about?
Player One-esque.
There's a Meta just bought something or has something to do with Warner Brothers signed over license records to make a Ready Player One type of
community.
Let me tell you something about Walmart. I went down to that goddamn 291 over there in Sunset Valley to get.
We're gonna have to bleep out Walmart unless we be sued.
Walmart.
Yeah, well,
Walmart
I went to the Wally World down there in the Hard Times fucking superstore.
Dude, it's a Grackle Haven. There's so many Grackles.
I went in there. I went in there to get to get a wife beater. A fucking tank top fucking shirt.
they have one.
I know they have them. I knew they have them. That's why I went. So I went in there. I'd be a fucking Tony Montana for Halloween. So I go in there and I'm like, hey, where are your wife beaters? And they're like, oh, aisle 6 or whatever. So I go over there. All of their Hanes underwear is under lockbox, and I'm like, I go, what the fuck? This is the $16 fucking 3-pack for a wife beater t-shirts. So I got to call this lady over there. She doesn't know what the fuck's going on. She has to call another guy to get a key. They unlock the Hanes white shirts, and so I'm like, I'm like holding it up. I'm like,
this is where,
I was like, well, is this large or extra large? But I wanted it, I wanted this belly to show
Cover
for
the
Tony,
tum-tum.
hey, gabagoo. But so then they gave me the shirts. I was like, all right, I'm out of here. I'm good. They go, oh no, you have to put it in this lock box in order to take it to the front, because just because we unlocked it and we gave it to you doesn't mean that I guess you're
can
not
waltz through the store.
You walk through the store.
Yeah,
with it.
we've been fooled once, sir.
Not falling for that one again. Yeah. So they put it in a lock box, an additional lock box.
No.
That I had to that I was going to take up to the front, but they couldn't get the lock box to work. So I go around. I look for some fucking piece and chains and stuff, for Tony for swanging dang. And to get the rest of the ensemble, done, and they couldn't get the lockbox to work. So I go, just take them to the front, and I'll come up there, So I went up there, and I'm like, yeah, they put a 3-pack of fucking Hanes, wife beaters up here. And they couldn't find them. They didn't know where they had put them.
We're looking for wife beaters.
Yeah, dude. Hey,
actually, have wife beaters over there?
It was very unique in the fact that they had a multicultural employee system there.
Oh, of course.
These were actually like Indian ladies that were at the checkout, and there was like some Hispanic people that were helping me with the lockbox. I mean, there was a common chain of no one really spoke that great of English that could really help you out with the whole situation. But I ended up just leaving without the wife beaters.
You didn't get your wife beaters?
No, I ordered them off Amazon for $5 cheaper.
They delivered to your door in 3 hours.
In 2 hours, I got home.
So the Walmart thing, it's like, I remember when they switched over there. Like, first off, I fucking hate ringing up my own shit and have to put it in the bag.
No.
It's like, I don't know what goes in which bag.
Don't you feel you get tricked a little bit?
It's like, I don't know. And I look at them like, I could take all this and just walk out. Like,
that's why people still shit.
Yeah, well, I know.
I figure if I'm gonna ring up my own shit,
here's my thing, Mr. Walmart. It's probably cheaper for you to put fucking people behind a register to cross out the lost goods
theft,
you're going through.
They told me they had a $1.5 million deficit last month. I think it was
because they don't have people in there.
And there's just homeless
just
people
because
all
of
over.
theft. Yeah.
It's like I'm coming with a big basket of shit. It's like when I moved into a new house, I had to start over, buy a bunch of shit. There are lots of trips to Walmart, Target, all kinds of stuff. I frequented Target, Pier 1, lots of Pier 1s.
I'm a Target man myself.
I've seen that home decor.
Home goods. Lots
This
of
motherfucker's got live, laugh, love in his goddamn bathroom.
I know. His house is telling you what to do all the time.
I walk in.
There is no live, laugh, love.
There's a chamomile scent of
What is that? Chamomile and sawdust.
Just cook over the stove.
Yeah.
Stop
He's
telling me what to do.
He's got a calendar that's like plan your day. It's like god damn.
I look at the picture over John's bathroom, and always go to the master bathroom. I never go to the plebe.
I installed the Tushy.
Oh, did you? Good for you. But he's got something. He's got some manifesto written by some digital ad.
Some fucking
chat GPT wrote it.
It's actually written by another thing. It's probably written by AI.
Dude, hyped up on rails. Just be like, you need to do this with your day and
it's
start
spiritual.
this.
It's
And you need to do
there's nothing like trying to change your
intense.
state of mind during a good urine.
A good urine.
Yeah.
That morning piss.
Sometimes you urinate and change your mindset.
Or getting the
Hey, don't fault me for trying to motivate you as you take a piss, okay?
or getting the first shit in someone's house.
Oh,
you know?
he's a shit
you wanna
bandit.
go into that?
Rourke's a shit bandit. Yeah, this
You think the wet bandits had something fucking up, dude?
Yeah,
If you've ever
Rourke's a shit bandit.
Will you please express what?
Okay, so Rourke has a thing where he loves to shit.
It's not an always
he loves
thing. It just
shit
happens.
It's
in
an every
vacant
time
houses.
thing.
They're not even vacant, really. I've
You
seen him
don't
doing.
you don't know if I took a dump.
No, vacant.
I just assume you took a dump in my house. I mean, that's just fucking what, you know.
You absolutely did. You
I walked in, it
absolutely
smelled like fucking, you know.
Smelled like what Rourke had for lunch.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Is that Tatsuya ramen?
Yeah,
It's his calling card.
It's our calling card. Yeah, the wet bandits.
Wet bandits.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I mean, everyone should know that I'm not taking.
Since I've known this guy,
tell them what I.
So I've known this guy, and whenever we're showing properties, we get the pleasure sometimes to show properties together. This dude shits in other people's houses like it's nothing. Like it's like
no. He was like, when he gave me the fucking paper, he's like, congratulations, and he like sent me a picture of him like on the fucking toilet.
Of course,
you know.
he did.
I go.
It's just because it was your house.
I go, you wily old bastard.
fucking shit breaker.
No, my thing is, you never know where you have
Clever
to.
girl.
You never know when you have to go. Never trust a fart.
Yeah.
Never
Well,
trust
not
a
at our
fart.
age. I mean, I've made that mistake.
Yeah, we've
Well,
all made that mistake. Never trust a fart. Keep TP in the car. But occasionally, when the moment strikes, you might have to go poop, and it
Jesus
might be at
Christ,
the
how
house
bad
that your
is it?
clients are buying. So you might end up being the first one
You christened it.
to christen
Christened
the
But
poop.
in reality, I mean, you know, the workers that build those houses shitting them through the whole process.
Of
so.
course.
Dude, everybody that does
course.
sheetrock pisses in bottles and puts them in the sheetrock.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee there's a bottle of piss somewhere in the sheetrock.
Could be.
Of this
Probably above your
building.
head.
You guys find that when you're doing
Every fucking time.
inspections?
Yeah.
Someone's got a urine.
All my cousins and everyone that
They
I
just
know.
don't want to go down to the porta potty.
No, they don't want to. They don't want to
down.
leave. And I think it's more.
It's kind of a novelty thing
They've
for
got
them.
to grab a
You
rope
could-
like Kevin Costner off of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves,
yeah.
and like
To the
zip
tweez.
Yeah, zip line down and go to the
It's
pisser. He's
like
like, nah, I'm gonna piss in this water bottle.
I mean, you could have gone to the 7-Eleven, but you kind of like.
I prefer the 7-Eleven.
Well,
you
no,
can get
but
a little snack.
it's a clean. Well, yeah, I like to eat a hot dog.
Yeah, you can
while
get a
I'm
little
taking a
snack,
shit.
you know.
Like in with the good.
Some
I would
recent
say.
graffiti
I got
that's on the wall.
broken because I used to do open houses. In the very beginning, John Hayes, John.
God.
do the watch. What you were doing in there on the spot. So,
He'd be damned if he let some greasy yellow slope get his hands on his son's birthright. So he hid it up his ass. He died of dysentery. He gave me the watch. I wore this uncomfortable hunk of metal up my ass for 9 years, Butch. And I give this watch to you.
that's perfect.
Everybody doesn't know what that's from. That's from Pulp Fiction. You need
perfect.
to
you
watch
know.
Quentin
Yeah, you should know where
Tarantino.
that's from.
Put that
If
in
you
your
don't know where
life.
that's from, you can.
Anyways, open houses.
The watcher over here. We got about 3 minutes to wrap this up, gentlemen.
I thought we were going to run long and then we'll cut some bullshit out.
We cut bullshit out regardless, but we can't be running along because we don't want anything longer than an hour because we have to pay our producer more.
Yeah, editor.
These fucking cheap
Editor.
bastards.
Don't get me
It's cheap.
started. Anyways, start open houses, and I, occasionally when you're in a house for like 4 hours, you keep those things handy and prepared, and you might have to go.
Yeah.
So then when I'm out and about, I'm not gun shy I'm like, all right, see you guys later. You know.
I mean, I've done it. Don't get me wrong, I've done it.
He's
We're like,
waving to him from the fucking bathroom
Yeah.
window.
And you lock the door.
As I slowly lower the blinds, come down, I'm like,
So is that your beef? Or is that some...
No, my beef was the work from home thing.
okay.
I think it's interesting how it's gone through such a change, and now that the economy's turned and they're doing layoffs, now employees don't have that same sort of like.
Well, it also
leverage to hold
no more
over
leverage.
Their,
Well,
over their.
and also affect. I mean, y'all don't do. I guess I don't think a ton of commercial real estate. But
We
like,
do some.
All these commercial real estate people are dying because it's like no one's filling
No one's going
offices
in,
because
yeah.
they don't want to fucking go into the office and .
That's some commercial real estate. And I was listening to the Patrick Bet David podcast, which
Your favorite?
he's really good. But no, they were saying the top cities with the most office space that is
Portland?
upside down. Yeah, no, actually,
San Francisco?
Dallas, Houston,
San Francisco.
Austin. San Francisco's number one.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I mean,
it's
that's they
definitely- but I
fucked
was-
that whole city up. That city got fucked. I mean, it's just
Well,
ridiculous.
there was an overproduction.
Fucked by a hippie dick.
Yeah,
Here's what they
seriously.
said happened. There was
grimy
an
ass hippie dick. Yes.
Oh wait, no, I'm
Sorry,
kidding.
sorry.
Dad. It's because they overproduced it. These changes were happening, and COVID just like shoved
Yeah.
us about 10 years ahead.
Absolutely. I mean, that was
Otherwise,
COVID-
those things would be
COVID changed a
converted to
lot.
condos and it'd be fun.
What's the most whiskey anyone's ever drank on this?
I mean, we got fucked up episode 3.
We got pretty tore up. Yeah.
So I'm not drinking.
Building manager showed up.
Travis, we appreciate you coming such short notice. We want to get you back on. We have some other guests that we may know, so we can spitball. Have a little bit
Yeah.
more pointed show notes this time.
Yeah.
Show note tier dropped
Did
the
we
ball
do
on this
so
one.
wrong? We're running out of time.
Show note tier dropped the ball on this one, but it's okay.
The only,
As you can
the
tell
only
by this
right
empty
show
bottle
note.
of Cavassier,
hey, sometimes some people grab the
our
baton, some
time
people
here
don't.
is about done.
Oh, is that how it's gonna be? Is that how it's
Shannon Sharp.
Come on.
Shay Shay.
I'm gonna be honest, guys. I don't want this to end. I just want to sit here.
It's
and
fun. Yeah, you can
Isn't
see
it
it.
fun?
I guess when the cameras turn off, we can just keep.
I gotta go pick up my kid.
Jesus Christ.
I know. Sorry, I got a
Those
kid.
guys
You know
and
what?
the children.
These fucking kids ruined our friendship. I'm not lying.
I feel like it's still going.
I
feel like it's
you
still
know,
cranking
No,
out.
we were supposed to go over to his house last Sunday to watch the Dallas Cowboys.
No, it was the UT.
Oh, it was UT. Regardless,
bowl game.
But this guy canceled. I mean, he talked shit on JJ, right, about a canceling. But
At least I said it. At least I gave it all-
Day zero cancels because
It was the day before actually. So not day zero. It
Regardless.
wasn't ground zero.
He's
and,
calling
and my
out-
reasoning
pick
was school night. Got the kiddo coming off of a holiday 2-week hiatus from school, starting school the next day, going back to
knew
school.
when the game was.
I didn't know that it was going to start at like 8 something.
You knew you don't
It started
have
at
the
8:20.
internet.
It started at 8:20. It referenced. I thought 6:30 was what it was. That was my fault.
And
My oversight.
To your
It's my
credit,
oversight.
To your credit, they did lose, so we would have had to drown our sorrows.
Yeah,
in
we would have
whiskey
been.
and
Y'all
booze.
wouldn't have left my house till 1 a.m.
No, that would have been.
Easy.
Hey, you know what? You set the precedent for those like epic house parties. People
Yeah.
leave it at like 2 in
And
the
I like
morning.
that, and I'm okay with that. And that Cabo Bob's gift card is still sitting on my dresser, so that's coming out.
Well, you need to bust that thing
Oh
out.
my
'cause
gosh,
he did
I'm going
say-
to end this lover's quarrel real fast. Guys,
will,
thank
I
you so
will.
much for watching.
As long as
Thank you
it's
so much for watching another episode
Come
of the
on
Housing
now.
Podcast.
Do it
Again, I want
now.
to thank Travis.
He's not a
Holt.
tumor.
Travis Holt Bryant.
Travis Holt Bryant over at Holt
THB up in this
Engineering.
bitch.
He's excellent at what he does. Definitely look him up if you're looking for soil samples or compression studies. I am Justin Rourke. This is John Pico Baby Martin.
Start a
Or if you
line,
want him to
everybody.
lay pipe and drill wells. I mean, how?
Real quick, Travis, look at that camera, and I want you to call out somebody that you know that you think would be a good fit to come here on this podcast. By name.
Well, other
Look at
than,
that camera.
Other than JJ.
Yeah, no, JJ Shaw. Preface it first by saying JJ Shaw better get over here.
JJ Shaw better get on here, but I think actually Jeff Matheny would be a good person to
Geoffrey?
have on here. You know, he's a good guy. Maybe
He's got wild card.
He's starting his own
ability.
barbershop too. He's actually signed the
Yeah.
lease for it. He's
Dude,
got
that's-
logo.
he
He's
gives tight- he
balling.
gives
I
tight
wanna-
fades.
He cut my hair today.
Tight,
Jeff,
yeah.
Jeff, shout
And I
out,
noticed
great
that.
cut, looks good. Travis said something.
he doesn't do my hair because he's scared of my
the Lloyd Christmas.
Well, he calls it Simple Jack. I'm like, why are my eyes leaking water? And he's like, I'm giving you that Simple
Why are
Jack
my
shit.
eyes red?
But yeah, no, Jeff would be good on here. I want to be on here when Jeff's on.
Why don't
here.
we do a callback and have a
We'll
Jeff
bring
and
boys
TB
back. Yeah.
and let's preface it.
Hey, just so you know,
let's
we've got
preface
two-
it,
we've
them
got two more
Austin
seats right
natives
here.
that created businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Creative. Hey, this is to celebrate entrepreneurialism, financial work.
Entrepreneurialism.
I was trying so hard to get that out.
Entrepreneurialism.
I can't enunciate it.
He's drunk
Anyways,
off that one white claw.
Yeah, he got clawed. Fool.
Toucan Sam. Guys, thank you so much.
Hey,
Just a
thanks.
reminder.
Love
Don't
you.
forget to like, subscribe, ring that
that
bell.
bell.
Tell
Ring
your friends
that
about us. Share this online. We need your help to get big as
Come
fuck.
on and come
Please.
on. Say, drop us a line if you want to come on the show too. We'd love to have a bunch of people we don't fucking know, so we don't have to talk about child shit
That-
and just get organic with it. No process.
I'm not. If you a shout out on comments. I don't know.
Shout out! Just shout out.
There'll be a selective process.
Justin hates trolls, but he'll troll back.
You have no
He
fucking
sees the
idea.
trolls. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
I have the patience for it. But anyways, also, we are looking for sponsors. This could be a perfect spot right now to hit your ad. Don't forget, email us. We'll send you the tiers. We'll talk about it. Give us money. We'll keep the lights on. Thank you so much.
Hey, one love. Thank y'all.